new day.
Hello, Forrest.
You got new legs.
Titanium alloy.
Always wanted to do this in front of me.
Creating content that enlightens and lifts you up.
Dish, sir, dish.
Me at Splash Mountain, just pepper these in here.
Hello everyone, this is Kermit the Frog reporting live from the final showing of Muppet Vision 3D.
Right? God, I missed our daily dishes.
Yes, indeed.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the dish!
Hey. So, let's dish.
What do you want to dish about?
Anything you guys want. This is your time.
Welcome back, Fun Fam, and if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to Follow the Bradley's Fun. This is The Dish with yours truly, Ron E. Bradley, here in the freezing cold of Orlando, where we have freeze warnings every morning this winter. I don't know what's going on here, but here we are. Hey, if you're coming into this and you are watching on the replay, or if you're watching live right now, please do click that like button down below to let YouTube, let that algorithm know that hey, we need to get out there to as many people as we can. Share this out on your socials if you want. Hit the notification bell if you haven't done that. You know, as Valiant likes to say, click that notification bell, because when you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm. And click it and stick it, everybody. Thanks for coming in, everybody that is coming in. Getting ready to say hi to everybody on this ridiculously, it's been a really strangely cold winter here in Florida. A lot of people love to come to Florida in January because the idea is 75 to 82 degree days and then like 50 to 55 degree nights, right? That's what we come here for. That's what people vacation here for. Those that people like winter here, that's what they winter here for. And those of us that live here, that's why we live here, is because the weather's supposed to be good. No, it's been ridiculously cold, and you know, I don't know what happened to the whole global warming thing. That seems like totally gone out the window. But yeah, I'm like, bring it, man, bring it. I gotta say hi to everybody that's coming in the chat. For everybody that's coming over from That Park Place, thank you for coming over from That Park Place, and let's see who we all got in the chat. Well, we've got Dan's Life of the Kingdom coming on in here with his first chat. Kaladin 910 says, good evening, Kaladin. Good to see you in the chat. Strings and Pucks is here. He says, hey, and Tom, TJ Magnify is here. He will be with us. Prayers for Tom. Got a little bit of a scratchy throat today. My mom is here. Kathleen Fantazi, hello. And Wild Man of Yavin, hail, Ron. Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen hail. To be honest, it's been so cold. Hello, everyone from William Schweikert is in the chat. And O2RR says hello. Jill Powers, the River Daughter. Howdy, Ron. Follow Bradley Fun. Tom F. Strings Bucks. Caledon 910. Hello. She's saying hello to everybody. Let's see who else is here. There's Wild Man of Yavin. Not my fault. He paid it in. William, very important chat. Asking everyone in the chat, say a prayer for my neighbor's pup. She's the only 11 months old and is very, very sick. Fever spiked at 106.7. Wow, I don't know how high a pup's temperature is supposed to go. The pup was admitted to a vet hospital. Spent the night at the ER. Everybody, we don't want to lose our pets, guys. Everybody say prayers, please, for little pup. And we have synchronicity. Synchronicity is in the chat. So everybody synchronize. Wild Man, that service dog says Dinosaur is the only ride in the park that my son, 21 at the time, liked. He got the park hopper ticket just to go back and ride it. Well, the good news is the ride, and I believe the ride vehicle and the ride track and everything will most likely just stay the same, and it will simply be rethemed to some version of an Indiana Jones ride that somehow focuses on animals and not archaeology, because that makes total thematic sense for Animal Kingdom. So, I don't know. Oh my gosh. So Dan's Life Kingdom says, right now it's nice weather at MK with sweater and pants. Yeah, it's sunny, but it's cold. Eric and Raph, price of citrus and strawberries likely to go up. Yep, that is true. Hate autocorrect, son, not son. Yeah, no, I figured that out. Cuban Superman is here. Good afternoon, Ron. Good afternoon, Cuban Superman. And my beautiful wife is in the chat. Hi, baby, love you. Let's see, we've got, and she says, hello, my friends. Hello, my friends. Hello. So glad to see you there. I don't know the words to that thing. I think about you every day. It's me again. Hello, my friends. Hello. Andy W. I see ya. Andy W. is going to be praying for the little pup, William. So that's good. You are very, very welcome. Absolutely need to highlight that. We have a super chat goal. Thank you guys, everybody, for being here. I am a little bit on the tired side today. I am caffeinating though with my Venezuela cup. There it is. It says I love Venezuela. There you go. I really want to go to Angel Falls. So if you guys could super chat me $1 million so I can travel to Angel Falls, that'd be great. But that's probably not going to happen. That's okay. If I had a mysterious benefactor, I'd probably take it though. Yeah. But I want to thank every single person for being here with us in the chat today. As you guys know, you are the cream in my coffee, the apple in my eye, the gigawatts, and of course the energon that gets this guy to transform and roll out of bed to be here with you.
A toast, Autobots. Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy. This stuff's the greatest.
Yay, energy. Yes, we do have a super chat goal today of 5 super chats. Now, those 5 super chats are 5 of any kind of super chat. So it's like, I think it's 99 cents and up works for that. If you can't do it, please don't do it. But if you can, we definitely appreciate it. And we'll do a little Q&A at the end of the show today if we meet that super chat goal. Or, hey, if you think of a better thing to do for the goal, let us know. I'll be happy to take. I am flexible. We take suggestions here on this channel. We're not so rigid. Yeah. Wildman, if you haven't, says if I won the lottery, I'd totally do a few million super chats. But why $4.99? Oh my goodness gracious. Thank you for the $1. Wildman, if you haven't. Power to the 100. Power to the 100. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Fairbricks Studios is here. If you haven't checked out Fairbricks Studios channel, you got to check it out. A lot of good background stuff. If you're just doing something, you want to put something on the background, Fairbricks has it over there. You are very welcome, William. I when it comes to like animals and stuff, it's funny because I was at a dinner last night and we were all passing pictures around of our different pets and animals that we've had over the years and stuff. That was kind of cool. Guys, we have guests to bring in, and I don't want to hesitate anymore because one of our guests is coming all the way from the future. It's crazy.
Doc, calm down, okay? Just calm down. It's me. It's Marty.
No, it can't be you. I sent you back to the future.
Hey, Doc, that's right, but I came back again. I came back from the future. Don't you remember last night? You fainted. I brought you home.
This can't be happening. You can't be here. It doesn't make sense for you to be here. I refuse to even believe that you are here.
Oh, but she is here all the way from the future, 5 or 6 hours ahead of us, I think. What is it
6
like?
hours, and it's
8 o'clock.
I would like to say 38 degrees Fahrenheit is in your future, but
oh no, 38 degrees Fahrenheit is in our future. Absolutely. It was 36 when I woke up this morning. I want to say maybe 35. Apparently, it was like literally got the wind chill was below freezing for sure. And I'm thinking, wow, if we actually had precipitation here in Orlando, it is very, very possible that we could have actually seen snow. It's crazy. But it's getting cold enough where we could see snow in Orlando, Florida, which is bizarre. Hey, Robert Sprite, I see you in the chat. Just wanted to let you know.
just need enough of that precipitation for those little flaky flakes to fall.
Well, I mean, Orlando definitely has plenty of flakes, but we definitely have our share of snowflakes for sure. But yeah, look, Dan's Life of the Kingdom says there's snow possible on Sunday here in Orlando. Can you imagine walking into the Magic Kingdom and it's covered with snow? It'd actually be a very beautiful sight.
That would be cool. That'd be something to film.
Oh my gosh, yeah, boy, that would be absolutely amazing. And we have another guest to bring in.
Afternoon, everybody.
Tom. It's not Tom, it's Jeremy. Normally it's Tom. Oh my gosh. We're changing things up, but Jeremy has the snow. Yes, it is. But you know what they say, many are cold, but few are frozen.
It's beautiful. Earlier, Jen got a picture. I sent it to Ron. There was a hawk on a branch behind me, just big, beautiful white chest, big enough that it could probably take out a squirrel and even possibly a rabbit. So just really great view today.
Nice. I will tell you that if we could get up there right now, we probably would, because my son, Xander, has never seen snow in real life and really, really wants to see snow in real life. And Snope is not the same. No matter how much Snope is covering the streets of Celebration, it's not the same, because when it snopes and you bend down to pick it up and you're like, I can't make a snowball, but I can wash my hands.
Snow is cold and it's wet.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I found that out. Like, oh, your nose is wet. Raised in Florida.
It's gross.
Oh yeah, it's very wet. It was fun building snowmen and stuff like that when I was a kid, and we had a good time. But I have been let's see, this is 2006. I've been down here for 2026. I've been down here for 17 years. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that I've been in Florida long enough that if a kid was born when I got here, they'd be a senior in high school today. Wow. And I guess I came down at a particular time in my life where it just seemed like time is different. But also 2020 changed how I feel. Like, do you guys feel this too? Like the 2020 and 2021, because of the shutdowns, because of the world changing, did it change our reckoning of time?
Yes. It's BC AD in our lifetime. We talk about pre-shutdown, post-shutdown, the way you look at a calendar with BC and AD, honestly.
It does feel like that. Like, yeah. Yeah, although when was the BC AD thing, didn't that not happen until like 300 AD or so?
33. There was a miscalculation. It was supposed to be
No,
based-
but I mean when they actually set up the calendar, when they actually changed, I think it was like 300 I think it was 300 years in to the AD when they decided to change the calendar, like reconcile it, and they missed. That's the miscalculation that you talked about, because it was so many years from the birth of Jesus Christ. They miscalculated it.
Yeah, there's a great thing at Bronner's, and you guys know you need to come out here and go to that place. It's all about Christmas, and they have an entire like plaque dedicated to the calendar error and how it was made. But I'm going to look that up because now it's bothering me. When did that come into existence?
Yeah, look it up. Let me know, because I've been trying to study that as we've been going through world history with my son. Trying to figure out exactly when the time changed, because when you're teaching history, all the dates say BCE and CE, and I hate that. Because it's Anno Domini. We reckon, the world needs to accept the fact that we reckon our time from the birth of Jesus Christ, whether you like it or not.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. They took the Christian meaning out of it, made it secular.
Yeah, it's Anno Domini. And you can be any religion and still say, well, but guess what? That's what we do. So there you go.
It's incredible. Do you think about that? It's still in the lexicon, no matter how hard they've tried to push that out. People still recognize AD and BC. And that's significant.
It's so obvious. That's what's weird when I see chats that's happened on social media and people say, well, Jesus didn't even exist. I'm like, they probably wouldn't have reckoned time to him if he didn't actually exist. So
AI says 525 AD is when
it
was put into.
That's wild.
But AI is not always accurate, but that's what they're saying, that it was popularized by the Venerable Bede in the 8th century. It was popularized in the 8th.
I thought everyone was here.
Hey guys. Hi. Oh,
Hello.
Jeremy, please continue what you were saying, my dear.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that it says it was invented in 525 and popularized in the 8th century. That's all.
8th. Wow. That's that. So my question is, in the year 525, what year was it to those people? Like I know the calendar was 365 days, and the January, the months were correctly said at that point and everything. But yeah, I've often wondered, how the calendar has changed. Like, I know we call it year 0 or 4 BC or whatever on the year that that Jesus was actually born, but what year was it to them, and were they counting forward? They couldn't have been counting down to 0.
Right.
Like they had like what did they reckon time from, and what year was it to them? Now I've heard that in the like the Romans, they didn't really even call it, like they didn't even have a number for the year. They just, it's a new year and it's this season or something like that they would call it. But
in the Old Testament, they went by some of the time was by the life of whoever was king at the time. Once they had the monarchy in place, so the 5th year of King Saul or whatever, so they would track it based. And I think Egypt did something similar, depending on who the pharaoh was.
Yeah, that's what Service Dog is saying. In many societies, the year of the monarch. Boy, do we get on different subjects here
I
on
love this. Yeah.
the dish. That's the thing. That's why we dish. We don't always stick to an exact regiment of stories. So I try to do that because I want our show to be a little bit different than what you might see on Pro or That Park Place, and have a more open discussion and fun discussion on some of the things that who knows what can come up. But it's I see your snow and I'm just like, man, that makes me even more cold. I don't know why.
It'll be -1 tonight, and the other night the wind chill took it to -17.
Oh my goodness.
MJ, how are you doing? You good? You're freezing?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here with Jeremy, Erika, and Ron.
MJ and I met IRL last Friday. Friday was it was a short, busy time period where I saw a lot of people in a very short period of time. So I went,
Yeah.
it was weird. So I go out to Hollywood Studios I was planning on actually going to the Festival of the Arts and spending most of the day there last Friday. But when I got there, I had a hard time trying to find a decent parking space, and I just got frustrated and I left. But MJ I knew was over at Hollywood Studios, so I popped over there just to see if I could find a decent parking space. And lo and behold, right timing, I got the best parking space I could have, like right up front, right in the up front corner, right? So
yeah,
this just happened to be, my luck that didn't happen at Epcot did happen at Hollywood Studios. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm supposed to go in and meet her. Good. So I go in, and first thing that happens is I see a PhotoPass photographer who was a hostess that I used to work with at Toledo. And we're still friends on Facebook and stuff. So I've kept up with her life and say, hey, what's going on? And I didn't want to interrupt her job. So I was like, said hi real quick. Then go over to Indy, where MJ and her family is sitting down. Met MJ and her family and watched Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones and the stone that no longer rolls, I guess.
Exactly.
I didn't see the beginning of the show. What happens at the beginning of the show now that the stone doesn't roll, MJ?
Oh, I have it. I have a clip. I'll put it in our back chat so you can show it.
Okay.
If you want. Yeah. There's no I don't you could turn the audio off. It's just me letting everyone know that there's no they even made an announcement that they're gonna improvise, and they don't have like basically a fancier word of saying it's not the norm, guys. It's been changed and altered and fancy shape language. So
yeah, speaking of which, there's a clip from something that I want to show. I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not. I'm going to I'm it has nothing to do with this, but clip that I'm going to try and upload and try and show if I can a little bit later, but it has nothing to do with it. So yeah, share that and I'll see if I can get it in. It's not always easy to do, but
and the reason why I dragged the family over to Indy, I wanted to see what they've done so far and any updates so I could let you guys know too. I don't think the kids have ever seen it, so they saw whatever was altered, the wannabe Indiana Jones show.
Well, anyway, so we go see the Indiana Jones shows while she's trying to get that clip. We go see it, and my friend of mine is hosting the show or playing one of the roles in the show, whatever, like the AD, assistant director. Anyway, so that's another one that I saw. His name's Mark Daniels, great guy. works at the parks. He's been with Disney as an entertainer for like 33 years, been there forever. He does everything in entertainment. Whenever you see the specials that Disney puts out for the holidays and you see like a guest artist, Mark, my friend who was doing the Indiana show that day, you don't know this, MJ. I didn't even tell you this. But Mark is a warm-up guy for those artists. So what I mean by a warm-up guy is he comes out onto the stage and he tells the crowd what they're going to be doing when the shot starts. And he gets the crowd warmed up and says, now when the artist comes out, we need big cheers from everybody and blah blah blah. And that's what they do. He's the director to the audience for what they are supposed to do, because they're going to get shown on camera too during those specials. So whether it's the Christmas parade or whether it's the holiday special, which apparently airs on YouTube now, and
yeah, it's so special. It's on YouTube for free. So everybody,
all that fighting, they wanted everything off of YouTube, and now they
put it on YouTube themselves. Yeah, they want to eliminate their vlog competition. Anyhow, so so that happened, and then after exiting MJ and heading out of the park, I ran into Drew, the Disney dude. So he's another content creator. If you don't know who he is, Drew, the Disney dude. And then I finally am like, okay, I'm gonna take some time. And I took the Skyliner over to Epcot, and then Tony Baxter was at Epcot on Friday. So for those that may have seen it and it's on the channel, I did live stream a little bit of Tony Baxter over there at Epcot. I didn't talk to him or anything because you had to buy his artwork to get in line to talk to him, and that started at like $175 per piece, which for some reason I didn't have $175 on me, and also have no need for extra artwork in the house right now. So, as it turns out, but yeah, that's where we are. Hey, Kyle, I don't know how. There's a piece of something I want to play. And I don't know if I'm going to get. I don't know if I'm going to get flagged for this. I don't know if it was the pro show yesterday. I think it was the pro show yesterday that we showed this on. It wasn't this, but we were talking about it on the pro show yesterday. I don't know if Erica or Jeremy or MJ, if you were watching, where we talked about CNN. And their poor coverage of what's happening in Minnesota. And we did it from the standpoint where it was so bad that Bill O'Reilly had to come on and call out what was going on. And there was a connection of a billionaire who lives in China right now. And he's actually shuffling millions of dollars into sponsoring all these organizations that are paying protesters to show up and interfere with law enforcement situations and all this stuff. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up, and I don't even have a full story on it, I apologize to the chat for that. But I wanted to bring it up real quick because on his show that I don't know when, I'm guessing it came out yesterday. But Bill O'Reilly specifically calls out Disney, and this has to do with The View. But I don't think it really shows. I don't think this clip shows much of The View. But he doesn't even blame. It doesn't blame The View. He blames Disney, and it's something that I think is worth discussing. Whoops. What is going on with this? Oh, I see what happened. Okay. All right. Had to check something. Anyhow, I'm going to play this clip and we'll discuss it a little bit because I just think that it's interesting what he does here. You guys ready?
Ready.
Straight up murder. This is the second one.
Well, thanks for due process. Right? Disney? I don't hold her responsible. You know what you got out there. You know what you're putting on the air every day, Disney. Iger, Burbank, California, theme parks. You know what you're doing. and you do it anyway. I don't blame her. That's who she is.
Wow.
Yeah. So he,
It's about time.
it's what I'm saying. Then the reason I bring it up is because I think that when they're doing these things, it is Disney's responsibility. This should never have happened because, again, what Bill O'Reilly says, due process, our laws in this country. You do not get to accuse somebody straight up of doing something. You can say alleged. You have to use that. You have to use the word alleged legally, because if something is alleged, you allege it. But since no court has happened, no due process has happened, you can't do that, and Disney is to blame for that. And if hopefully if I have to eliminate that in the replay of this, I will. But I feel like I just needed to show it because it's the corporation, and I mean he literally called it out with Disney and Iger and the theme parks and Burbank. It's all tied in. It's not that this show is about politics. Is that Disney has gotten themselves involved deeply into political situations that they basically should not have. So,
yes.
And what do you guys think about that? I'll go to the panel.
Erica's pretty. She dives pretty deep into these type of things. Are you okay, Erica, to talk? I would rather let you have the mic for this part.
She's muted.
She's muted. We have
You're
to
muted,
unmute
Erica.
Yeah, I'm like a wired mess over here. Yeah.
It's okay to
those
be a
aren't any
wired
different.
mess. That's all the coffee. The coffee has a wired.
I can't find my right glasses, and I'm going nuts. And then I ordered the wrong order on Amazon, so my mind is just everywhere right now.
Here you go, Erica. Here, take these. Oh wait, sorry, it doesn't work that way. Darn it.
Anyway, Ron, you're gonna have to repropose that question to me.
No, I just said, what do you
is...
think of what O'Reilly had to say, calling out Disney when they did not properly use at least the word alleged, and it was Disney being called out, not just Whoopi, not just The View, but it was specifically Disney being called out. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, The View, Disney owns The View, essentially. It's ABC. So, yeah, ultimately it does fall on Disney, the big brother, you could say. I think more bigger outlets and people in the mainstream need to be calling out Disney on their BS, and just everything that they do.
That is one thing that O'Reilly points out, is he will say, you're not going to see this anywhere else. And it's pretty wild.
Nope, that's not
because you should see this everywhere, that the truth is not being told. It's worse than the term fake news. It is the fact that you, the audience, you are out there, millions of people are being lied to. And that is a really, really awful thing.
That's all the time. It's not just, onesies and twosies here and there. Disney is in the propaganda making machine. They are mainstream left. They don't want to lean any other way. They don't want to be in the middle. They have their own political agendas that align with their lack of moral agenda, which is clear because it permeates throughout the entire company. We call them out all the time.
That's what
trying
I think
to normalize things in children's childhoods that don't need to be normalized.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's very, very very unfortunate because
I can see.
Yay! It's a miracle she can see. The light has shone upon.
Something broke.
Yeah, definitely Disney should be accountable for all their actions. Jeremy, you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I love what Kaladin just said, that weren't we just, time seems to be just dragging, but just a year ago, they were getting those lawyer phone calls and doing on-air corrections, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
they're still pretty
That's just a few
regular.
months ago.
They're still pretty regular on the View.
That was really just a few months ago, before even before Christmas,
Right, so that's
just into
still
the holiday
happening.
season. Mhm.
So Disney clearly is either very comfortable with allocating a budget for the FCC, or there's an intent. And I had this thought, while I was working downstairs yesterday, I was thinking about this. News and news talk, obviously very, very different things. But the second I could tell you who everyone on TV voted for, and I mean that across the aisle, I don't mean one side or the other, I no longer trust someone's objectivity if I know who they're going to vote for. And so
Exactly.
I if I turn on the TV, I basically know, and my new rule is this: I take everything someone on the far right says and everything someone on the far left says, compare the two, and all the things that are the same that they say, that's the news part. Everything else is opinion. So whatever consensus they can come to, so a snowball hit the window, and then whether it was good, bad, other, at least I know for sure a snowball hit the window because they both seem to agree on that. And I find myself filtering everything everyone says because I know what their vested interest is, and that's not news anymore.
That's unfortunately, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like I would just like the straight up truth. Supposedly, that's what CBS is gonna start to give us or try to give us under what's her name? We've been discussing her lately.
Yeah, the person everyone just tries to destroy.
I wanted to say Blair. That's not her name. I can't. The name is floated out of my head for some reason. Barry Weiss. That's it. Barry Weiss. But yes, I mean, we need more people like her that are out there going, hey, you know what? As a news organization, here's a great idea. Why don't we just, I don't know, tell the news? Oh, speaking of which, we do have news that we want to get to today. And this first one is about the parks. And it's going to be an interesting story just because I guess it's good timing for something that would be really cold to go down. This is out of thatparkplace.com. Bookmark it if you have not bookmarked it yet. The Disney Skyliner system is closed for scheduled maintenance. If you are at Disney World right now, you are not going to be able to ride the Skyliner like I did last Friday after meeting up with MJ. Took the Skyliner both to and then from Epcot, from Hollywood Studios to Epcot, then back to Hollywood Studios from Epcot. So yes, the Disney World Skyliner is closed, and I feel bad for anybody that's performing the maintenance on it because they are freezing their butts off while they're doing it. This is out of That Park Place by Chamley. There is a picture, I guess, taken from the Skyliner by Undercover Tourist. The Disney Skyliner aerial gondola system at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida is closed for a rescheduled maintenance period that began on the 25th of January, 2026, and is set to continue through January 31st, 2026. The temporary shutdown is part of a planned annual refurbishment intended to inspect and maintain the transportation system. The Skyliner normally connects 4 resort hotels: Disney's Pop Century Resort, Disney's Art of Animation Resort, Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, and Disney's Riviera Resort, with Epcot's International Gateway and Disney's Hollywood Studios. During the maintenance period, the entire gondola network is unavailable to guests. Now, I have to reveal something about myself in that it is actually these 4 resorts, the Skyliner resorts, that I worked at as a lifeguard in 2021 temporarily. This was after Disney World. It was in the process of reopening things, and the normal role that I had with the company was on hold because the place that I worked at wasn't reopened yet. And would not. As a matter of fact, I actually had worked at the Coronado Springs Resort prior to the shutdowns. But if you remember during the shutdowns, what they brought to the Coronado Springs Resort, anybody remember? Anybody on the panel?
We did the Coronado Resort. I want to say it was 2022 or 2023. I can double check my archive, but
Yes, 2020. Do you remember? What was it there that was there in 2020? It was a big deal. The NBA.
Oh.
So
you're talking about the NBA experience?
No, I'm talking about the National Basketball Association's entire season took place at the resort.
Because they have a convention,
Forgot
right?
about that.
Yeah.
Weren't
Yeah,
they
so
at
they're
the Grand Floridian?
So what happened was some of the players stayed at the Grand Floridian, and then would shuffle them over too. But all of the courts were at in the big giant convention space at Coronado Springs. There's one of the convention centers. There's a huge space there. It's a space so big that they can open up the doors and like bring in helicopters and stuff. I've seen it.
It's so cool.
They had. I want to say they had 3 courts set up there, and outside of the courts, this was really funny. If you guys remember watching the NBA, and I know it's 6 years ago, but they had fake bleachers and fake watchers in the stands.
Fake crowd noises pumped in.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Wow.
Anyway, that was all. So that's why, like the resort that I stayed at, they had turned okay. You guys are going to love this, and I'm going to put the story off the screen for a second while I talk about it. While they use that space, I had helped to open up a restaurant called Toledo in 2019. Toledo is at the top of the Grand Destino Tower.
Mm-hmm.
It is a Spanish restaurant. We serve tapas, steaks, and seafood.
Very good.
And yes, it was excellent food, excellent kitchen, brand new. Well, here's what happened. Go and Shogi, you say this. It's funny. I served one of the Lopez brothers once. Anyhow, so the NBA turned Toledo into a game room, into a personal game room. They moved all of the tables and chairs that were set up there to the outer edges of the room, and they brought in pool tables, ping pong tables, foosball tables, and arcade machines, and they used that as their private personal game space.
Oh, cool.
And I'm not kidding about that.
Oh,
so
cool.
So the restaurants that I had worked at, that's why I was, it was closed because they were having to re-renovate that. They even had to re-renovate the rooms that some of the players stayed in because they had to bring in special extra long beds. The NBA players.
That's some tall dudes.
7.5 feet tall.
7 footers.
Yeah. Well, and I guess Brooks really liked the place because he came back. I served Brooks Lopez when I was working there as a server. I didn't know who he was at the time, but when I was serving him, one of my fellow servers, when I was in the kitchen, he goes, "Hey, Ron, do you know who you're serving?" And I'm like, "I don't know, some tall guy with fuzzy hair." He's like, "That's Brooks Lopez. He's in the NBA." I'm like, "Oh, great. Okay, great." I don't know. Anyhow, so that's my story of that. But during the time during the 2021, temporarily, I worked as a lifeguard. And the way they were doing it at Disney World, and I think this only happened upon the reopening, is they sectioned off sections of Walt Disney World to regions that all the lifeguards worked at. So you would regionally work to cover all of the pools. So I worked in what was called the Skyliner region, which means I worked at the pools in all of the Skyliner resorts. Pop Century, Art of Animation, the Caribbean Beach Resort, where I almost lost my life as a cast member because of a storm one time. That was a very scary thing that happened. And then the Riviera, which is where on my very last day working as a lifeguard, I met Josh Damaro. So that was at the Riviera Resort. So it was an interesting time. And the reason I bring it up is because if there's any type of bias in the story, I want you guys to know because I worked there. So having worked at those resorts, can't say anything bad about the resorts other than the rooms at Pop Century are really tiny. I love Riviera though. Riviera is a beautiful resort. Not like people, it doesn't have the level of theming that the older resorts used to have, but I still like it. Riviera is still nicer and more well themed than the newest Polynesian buildings. And it's really interesting because if you go from the older resorts like the old Grand Floridian building or French Quarter or any of those, and you move on to Riviera and then you move to Polynesian, you can see that the theming gets less and less and less with every new building that's put up. It's really kind of funny.
It's funny that you mentioned that because the Coronado, it's so you want to be upset at the Coronado for not being as themed as it should, but then once you go there, you stay there, you walk the property and go to the restaurants, you're like, oh, I'm not mad anymore because this place has amazing food. The rooms are very spacious. The amenities are fantastic. Yeah, you're out in the boonies and away from everything else because they decided to put that resort a little bit away from everything else. But I would even think it's prettier than Riviera. I think the Riviera is so bland. I don't know.
It's very gray. I'll give you that. Coronado, I can actually, because of what its theme is supposed to be, it's one of my favorite Disney resorts because it's the one Disney resort where I really feel like I am in a very different space than the United States. I actually feel like it's kind of like being at a Mexican retreat or something. It's a little bit different. I love the pool there. I love the theming.
The pool is great. Yeah, the food is fantastic.
The food is fantastic. Food's outstanding at Coronado Springs, for the most part.
Yeah.
Unless you go on the wrong day. But
right. But there's a lot of restaurants, and fun fact, if you go to Dahlia, all the way at the top at night, you could see the fireworks from Epcot, and it's beautiful. Just a little tip for everybody.
Can I tell you the best part, MJ, of working there?
Tell me.
All right, so that little ledge that they have where you can go outside from on Dahlia, there is a mirroring ledge on the other side.
Yeah.
That's only available to those of us that worked at Toledo or Dahlia. And so, yeah, there were New Year's Eve fireworks and stuff that I watched from there. That was pretty cool. That was one of the little fun perks of working there. I'll have to show you sometime. I'll show you my pictures from there. Anyhow, so getting back to the gondola story. So yeah, it's down during the maintenance period. The entire gondola network is unavailable to guests. And the reason we bring this up is because honestly, for right now, that's actually my favorite way of getting around Disney World is the Skyliner system. I love the Skyliner system myself. To me, it is the best and most innovative thing that they've done at Walt Disney World in the last decade at least, if not several decades. Because while I used to want an extended monorail system, I'm actually really glad that it ended up being the gondolas because I personally prefer the gondolas over the monorail. The monorails were really cool when they first came out in the 70s because they looked like the future. And now they just kind of feel like the past, which is wild. But Walt Disney World has arranged alternative transportation during the closure. Complimentary bus service is operating between the affected resorts and the theme parks normally served by the Skyliner. These buses follow standard resort transportation schedules and replace the gondola routes for the duration of the maintenance window. So if you wanted to stay at a gondola resort to be on the Skyliner system, and you chose this week, you are really out of luck because you're like, oh, I'm going to go on the Skyliner. And then you have to ride a bus which is got to be the worst type of transportation.
Oh, I like the Disney buses. Come on, Ron.
Well, all I'm saying is that you get the exact same service over at Universal, and it's a lot of. I mean, Universal is much more compact, but if you're going to stay at the Universal proper and go over to Epic, there's only a 15-minute bus ride. They're kind of fun. Scope and impact of the closure.
Ron?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, no, we'll do supers in just a moment. Scope and impact of the closure. Guests staying at Skyliner-served resorts must rely on replacement transportation while the system moves offline. The buses are running to Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studios, which are the two theme parks directly connected by the gondola network during normal operations. Bus transportation can require longer travel times than the Skyliner's direct aerial routes. Wait times also vary depending on the time of day, the overall guest volume. Morning travel periods. Oh, and yeah. Getting to and from the parks in the morning or the afternoon can be a long wait. So if you are going to Disney, if you happen to be out there this week, be prepared for
you're gonna give that away, Ron. Be prepared.
I was just thinking of the same exact song in my head.
So prepare for some bad transportation.
Yeah.
Prepare to be lifted on the ground.
Yeah. The water
Got some
taxis
bad
are
wires.
beautiful,
It just caught on fire.
Hey, there we go, Jeremy. That's the spirit. The water taxis.
You might say, "Oh
though.
my heck!" You might get an A wreck. The buses are backing into cars.
Oh my goodness! I got them started. Now they won't stop. My fault.
Prepared.
It's all my fault.
Oh, did I miss that? What's your favorite transportation at Walt Disney World, Erica? It's funny because if you notice, I named my memberships after that.
I noticed that. I do like the gondola system. I love those kinds of ride systems. I like the one at Busch Gardens and the one they used to have one in the Magic Kingdom. I enjoyed that till they had to get rid of it. So I'm glad they brought it back in some in a different way.
Yeah.
I do like the monorail because oh, I know is it as old as the one that had they kept the one at Magic Kingdom? Is it as old as that?
It's not quite, but
it's the original one. It's never really been replaced.
No, I don't think keep up. But like last time I was on, and it's been a while, but I just remember thinking, man, I hope this doesn't fall and I end up down in the animals. I don't want some lion come
I've
up.
always loved those. Those are always fun. And like at the Florida State Fair, they have it too. It's more ski lift style than the bucket. But I've always enjoyed those. I think they're fun. And that lift and then when you're ascending is kind of fun.
Yeah, and while they did have a couple of they actually had wrecks early on in the Skyliner system when they first opened it up, but as far as I know, they've been operating safely now for years. The wrecks, they because if you've been on it, you know that at the very end of your journey on the Skyliner, that it comes down pretty fast, and it wasn't. There were a couple of incidents where the gondolas actually touched. And one of them, I think it broke glass at one time. I want to say that there were a total of 3. One time it stopped the gondola system for 2 or 3 hours. And actually I had to rescue people using the ladders and getting them out of the gondolas. But we haven't had that for a long time. So
wow, you're a real hero, Ron. A real hero.
What? Wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't rescue.
Oh, anybody. I thought you said you were climbing up the ladder and you got
No, not me. I just said they had to
down from the Skyliner. I was picturing you with a cape and everything. I don't.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Disneyland and Go and Shogi says Disneyland Skyway was legit. Went through the middle of the Matterhorn. That's
that would have been cool to ride that.
Yeah, I would have loved to have done that. And Disneyland's monorail actually goes through the park, and I think stops in the park. Whereas at the closest you get to that for the monorail at Walt Disney World is you can go through Epcot, but you actually stop outside of Epcot. So.
Yep.
But Speaking of you calling me super, I think that our chats have been super. Wild Man of Yavins coming in here with a 1 and a 1 and a 1 and another 1. And he wanted to make sure that we met the goal today. Thank you, Wild Man of Yavin. I appreciate that.
Wild Man of Yavin.
You are the best, sir. You are the best. There was wild. It was a peaceful planet. But then he brought wild to our skies.
Yeah.
By the way, that's not actually me doing that voiceover. I don't know who did that on that one. I, of course, don't have that here, but yeah. But you know, we love to celebrate the supers. We got to celebrate them when they happen. Of course, we got the goal, and we'll do the Q&A at the end. But for right now, everybody ready? You know how we do this, right? If you're in the chat and you're a member of the channel, you use your member emojis.
Yes.
If you're not, celebrate with us using fireworks or smiley faces or you know, anything than like a middle finger emoji. Don't use that one, please. All right, you guys ready?
Anyone ever use that one?
I hope not. I don't like the poop emoji either, so let's not use that.
Oh, but that one's funny.
It is cute. All right, but and also I'm pretty sure that the poop emoji is also Professor X. So
That's actually. Was that scene of Chewbacca dancing from a Star Wars weekend?
it is.
Wow, that looks like a lot of fun. And I don't even watch Star Wars. I want to see that.
Star Wars weekends were the best. And there are videos, like in my head, I have ideas about videos I want to put on the channel. One of them is a Galaxy's Edge versus the Wizarding World video, and why the Wizarding World has worked out so well for Universal, where Galaxy's Edge has fallen so short. And I want to do a compare and contrast video on that. But I also want to do a compare and contrast video on why Star Wars Weekends was so much better for Star Wars fans than Galaxy's Edge could ever hope to be.
That's a great video.
It was. If Disney was smart, they would not only are they, and I know you guys talked about this on That Park Place, revamping Galaxy's Edge and Disneyland to coincide with the original trilogy stories, but if they were really smart, they would bring back Star Wars Weekends at Hollywood Studios, because I'm telling you, Star Wars Weekends were the bomb diggity. They were. What is this thing they have? Celebration, right? It's called Star Wars Celebration that they have now once a year, and it's a convention. It's once a year, but imagine a Star Wars celebration like convention that happens every weekend for like 6 weekends in a row at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and all kinds of stars are there.
Wow.
And they bring in the 501st Legion of cosplayers, so you don't just have two okay, right now, and I know you saw this the other day, MJ, they might have a couple of stormtroopers walking around Galaxy's Edge.
That's it.
During Star Wars weekends?
Yeah.
At Star Wars weekends, you saw hundreds of stormtroopers walking around.
It was actually so boring in there, because I thought we were going to see like a whole bunch of like characters from the movies or something. It's so boring in there. There's a little area where you could play with your droid that you just built. It's like a mat, like a little, corner.
That area is like a 12 by 15 foot space. That's
exactly.
It's like the size of a bedroom.
It's not even. And then you have the stormtroopers, and then I forget the guy's name. He's all in black and he's not nice.
Kylo Ren.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Ren.
So
yeah, but the point is, Kylo, you would know Darth Vader.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
I would be
exactly.
like,
Who doesn't know Darth Vader?
yeah.
People that don't know Star Wars don't know Kylo Ren. But like, I am not a fan of the Harry Potter movies. But I when I'm in the land, I have a better time as a non-Harry Potter fan. I have a better time in the Wizarding World than I have at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
And as a Star Wars fan, it's because I'm a Star Wars fan that I'm let down by Galaxy's Edge.
Right.
The Millennium Falcon is cool, but you don't go into the Millennium Falcon. They say you're going into the Millennium Falcon, but if they would have set up that ride correctly, they would have set it up so that you looked like you were walking onto the Millennium Falcon when you entered the ride queue.
So what are we in? What are we riding in? Because we did.
You're supposed to be in the Millennium Falcon, but if you notice, like, you're obviously not going into the Falcon. They have the door and the Falcon open. The cargo door when that comes down.
Yeah.
There's actually a space in there that I've seen Rey and Chewbacca come out of. So there is a small space in there for them to walk out of. You're supposed to be in the Millennium Falcon when you go into it, but it's obviously not. It's right. It's not set up. Okay. And let me give you a comparison. The best comparison is if you have you been to Hogwarts at Islands of Adventure? Have you been to the Wizarding World?
Are you asking me, the Potterhead of the group?
MJS.
Oh my Lord. I can't tell you how many times I've been there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The queue. All right. The queue at Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
When you're waiting in the queue, the pictures start talking to you. The pictures on the wall. Okay.
So I actually cried when I first went on the Forbidden Journey. I cried.
Right.
I cried the whole time we were waiting in the queue line. Yes.
The closest that you get to any of that feeling is if you go on Rise of the Resistance and you go through the Rise of the Resistance queue.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, so it kind of feels like I'm on an Imperial starship, except it's not the Empire anymore. It's now the First Order, and it doesn't feel like I mean, there's nothing. I mean, let me put it this way. If they changed Rise of the Resistance, if they changed Rise of the Resistance to something from, I don't know how you change the name of it, but if they made it during the time of Return of the Jedi, at least, then you could have Darth Vader.
Wow.
And imagine if you entered that space. Did you go on Rise this last weekend, MJ?
Yeah, we did Rise. It was fantastic, and the cannons were working. Yeah.
Okay, so you remember the space that you enter that you're in, that they shuffle you through in like 3 seconds, but you go in there and you see all the stormtroopers, right?
That was breathtaking.
Very, very cool, but then they shuffle you through really fast.
Yes.
But here's the thing. If you entered that room and they actually had a live actor playing Darth Vader.
Oh, man. That's like chills up and down your spine, and I'm not even a Star Wars person.
From the stormtroopers, and he comes out and he's like,
yeah.
That's it. We have the prisoners now.
That's so cool.
To the loading zone, right? Like, if that happened, I mean, it wouldn't take that much, but they don't even have Kylo Ren do that. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. They could have, it's the people that created these attractions, the people that created this land, either were not Star Wars fans themselves or were given a directive that made it impossible to make what Star Wars fans want. And that's what stinks, because I do know that the initial plans were going to give Star Wars fans a lot more of what they wanted, but it's sad. I don't know how we got on that from the gondola, but I'm like looking at this was not in my agenda, but we do have, are we still in the super chat section? Because we had another super chat come in from Wildman. I think we're in the super chat section. Dude, I've been using Grok Imagine to remake Disney princesses as Jedi and Sith. Print off, let my daughter color. Anyways, Snow White, Darth Vader, epic. Somebody, I think, sent me something like that. Was that you, Wild
That's
Man, or
funny.
somebody sent me something on X? Maybe that was you that I saw it. It was pretty cool. I used Grok to make Sydney Sweeney as Darth Talon. So that was pretty interesting. But hey, let's end this with another. This is how we got on it because it was Star Wars Celebration that I showed. So let's do another celebration. Except this one's not the Star Wars Celebration. This one we're going to do the long celebration just because I like it.
Too much? Too much? It's a perfect! Wahoo! Oh, this is too much. Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. Okay, keep anticipation. It's making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy.
You know, every time I see that last part that comes on where Grimley's saying to Pat Sajak, he just seems to me like he must be a pretty decent guy, I must say. I always think, you know, a pretty decent guy lives at Golden Oak. I don't know how often he stays there, but apparently Pat Sajak does own a property at Golden Oak in Walt Disney World. So, yeah, absolutely. Guys, we have our main story that we that was yes it is, but it's a lot of fun. We love to have fun here. We've got the main story, and I don't know why it's the first story, but it's not really the first story, but we're going to use it as the first story. And this is out of our good friends over at All Ears. Actually, I don't know that we're really good friends. I know some of them over at All Ears. Guys, this is it. This is the last week to get over and enjoy Dinosaur. The ride is closing. And this is by Sydney Lever, posted on January 25th. In 1 week, this Disney World land permanently closes. All of the dinosaurs at Disney World will be going extinct forever. This is it. This is the last chance to enjoy anything dinosaur related, I believe, at Walt Disney World. So, dinosaur lovers, we have some bad news. The dinosaur ride and what's left of Dinoland USA at the end of a very long maze of construction walls will close permanently next week on February the 2nd. Yes, that's coming right up. That means this Sunday, February the 1st, is your last day to ride Dinosaur, eat at Restaurant Osaurus, and meet characters in their dinosaur outfits. Here's everything you need to know as we say goodbye to Dinoland. Dinosaur is a thrilling dark ride where you're chased by all kinds of dinosaurs. The attraction will live on through the new Indiana Jones ride, which is expected to use the same ride system and building. Yes, I believe that is the case. Restaurantosaurus is a quick service restaurant that serves burgers, sandwiches, hot dogs, and salads. It's decorated with dinosaur fossils and memorabilia. There's also a secret bar in the back. The Restaurantosaurus, of course, there's always a bar at Disney World these days. The Restaurantosaurus Lounge serves fun dinosaurs-inspired drinks. We love the Carnotaurus Meteoritis, a lemon and strawberry bourbon cocktail. When they say we, that's not us here at Follow the Bradley Fun. It is the All Airs people. And yes, this is also your last week to meet characters in their Dino Land exclusive outfits. Donald and Daisy Duck wearing exploring gear to dig up fossils, while Chip and Dale have the cutest dinosaur onesies. They typically meet up from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., but we recommend checking your My Disney Experience app for the most updated information, especially since it's going to be so cold that they may not be out meeting. We don't know. That can happen. Here's a fun fact about me as far as my cast member time. I have been in their dressing room. Just once. It was it's actually it's a little thing in the back of the Dino Land area. There's a trailer back there that's a break room for them. Now, not actually their dressing room, just the break room. But it's funny because the other character who is back there and breaks back there is Divine. You know who Divine is?
She's the girl that you see when you first come into Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. And sometimes I do think that they might use men as Divine sometimes. I'm not sure. Anyway, but it's funny because I went into the break room and Divine was in there one time. But it's like half Divine. Because they're half in and half out of the costumes in the break room, but it was pretty funny.
Oh my God, I love this comment from Cuban Superman. The Ice Age is closing out in Dino Land in USA. It is February 1st is the last day, and it's going to be 20 degrees in Orlando this weekend.
20? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun with that, Ron.
What the
I feel bad for
Marvin's
these
gonna
characters
brave
in the
that.
summertime.
Global warming solved, everybody. There you go. It's done. Done deal. I don't know what happened.
I don't see how they would be cold
thing.
in this those costumes, right? Aren't they going to be warm and toasty?
In the costumes, maybe, but you also have to
Mm-hmm.
you have to have their handlers. Remember, there's a character representatives,
yeah.
and those guys. I mean, they'd have to put heavy jackets on and stuff. It should happen. Dino Land USA is closing permanently to make way for Pueblo Esperanza, Animal Kingdom's newest land. It's themed after Central and South America. Will feature such films as Indiana Jones. Obviously, we know from watching all the Indiana Jones films how heavily themed in animals those films are. Right?
Snakes.
It's going to be snakes. Why? Why does it have to be snakes?
You feel surprised.
Encanto, which was all about the family Madrigal and all of their animals. Neither one of those properties directly have anything to do with animals. I'm sure that they will incorporate Antonio. Antonio has to, I mean, it's funny because Mirabel is the star of Encanto, but Antonio has to be the star of this ride in order for it to fit into Animal Kingdom. It doesn't, otherwise it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's see. So it says that what was previously Dino Land's the Boneyard Playground, RIP, by the way, best playground, best toddler area in all of Walt Disney World, and they demolished it. By far the best. I mean, it had literally for everything from a kid that was 1 year old all the way up to like 12.
Yes.
It was the coolest play area. We loved to go. I mean, the fact that they didn't use that and incorporate that into the South American area is bizarre to me, because there's got to be dinosaur digs in South and Central America. There has to be, I would think, and they could have just incorporated that in. And the Boneyard was awesome. I want to say, how many slides were there? MJ, 7, 8, 9, 10 slides for?
And then there was the rope. the rope climbing thingy. It was just awesome. It was like a
So
jungle
cool.
gym 2.0. That place was amazing.
If you haven't seen it, I've got several vlogs on the channel of the Boneyard. Especially, I think even a year and a half ago, before we knew all this was, we knew all this was going to happen. We just didn't know when. So I took my family and made sure that we had several visits to the Boneyard before they closed down. So it was so cool. I'm really, really going to miss, even more than I missed the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids play area, which was also awesome. And I don't know, the fact that Disney has all this room to expand and they keep getting rid of things, put new things in, or to put replacements in. There's nothing new. It's just replacements. It really bothers me, that aspect of it. I just wish you'd expand instead of replace. Can you not do that, Disney? It just bugs me. Anyway, Boneyard Playground already being transformed into a new Encanto ride. That's not really exactly true. Where the Boneyard Playground is actually that specific plot of the land. I believe that's where the carousel is going. So, but they're saying the attraction will take you into the Madrigal's home during the part of the film where Antonio accidentally turns the house into a jungle. It'll expand on the movie plot and bring our favorite family to life. The reason I know that that's not the ride area for that is specifically because first of all of my time I've spent at the Boneyard, but also secondly because if you're actually going through the maze right now, did you go to Animal Kingdom over the weekend at all, MJ?
Oh yeah, we actually said goodbye to Dinosaur.
Okay.
And I was in the line with a lot of people that were quoting the introduction of the attraction, and they had their puppets. It was just an emotional time. It was great though, saying goodbye. It was nice.
Right. So like walking through that maze of construction walls, you have to go back. You have to go through a maze of construction walls to get all the way back there right now. That's all going to close this weekend or after this weekend. But on the right side of the construction, as you're heading back in towards Dinosaur, there's the right construction wall. Yeah. It was behind that where the Boneyard was. Okay.
Right.
On the left is where the new Encanto attraction is going. And the reason you know that is because there is a 300-foot crane putting this building together, and the building is huge.
Yeah, it is.
So
massive.
that's what's up right now. And that's going to be the Encanto attraction. And on the right side where the Boneyard was, they're building a carousel. I think the land's going to be nice. I don't have anything against that land going in there. My issue is that, and honestly, there's a lot of Dino Land that I didn't care for a whole lot. The kind of janky amusements, like roadside attraction portion of that part, I'm like, that never really fit into Animal Kingdom to me. The dinosaur ride either. Yeah. So like I was okay for that to go, but the Boneyard was so good, and I'm like, you could have incorporated that into like the feel of South America. Now, supposedly there is going to be some type of a play area back there for kids. So I'm waited with bated breath and not too hopeful that it's going to be a great one, but I hope it is.
Yeah.
But as far as a land that represents Central and South America, I'm actually pretty happy about that, because that is something that if you look at all of the different things that guests have the opportunity to see, there are so many guests that come up from Venezuela, Colombia, Belize, Brazil, Mexico, to the parks, and they have had very little representation. Obviously, there's a little, Mexico pavilion over at Epcot, but as far as the rest of South America, which, by the way, if you know anything about, I know Erica knows this about Hispanic and Latina culture, the cultures are very different. A lot of white people like to lump them all together, and guess what? They are more diverse than white people are. A lot. There's so much diversity in the food, in the culture, in the way they do things, in the way they act. A lot more diversity, I would say, among Hispanics than there are even among white people, and they don't.
Well, I
they
just
don't
hope they
always
don't
get-
serve cheeseburgers in tropical Americas. They need to have arepas with cheese and
arepas, yeah.
yuca fries and all the things. And
Empanadas.
I am still not in agreement with the whole Encanto thing. It was a cute film. Tropical Americas could have been so much more if they would have just put their brains at work and got the right people to work on this project. Like there's, classic films Up, and then you have The Emperor's New Groove. Those are all films based on, Peru and all that area down that way. And then they could have done a meet and greet with Antonio and the animals, and done like an interactive show with animals and made it educational too. Like you would sit down in a little theater. Edutainment. Thank you, Erica. They could have done a lot of things, but no, let's just slap a ride that's from one of the movies that came out during COVID that nobody really, how much money did Encanto bring in for them?
Oh, it lost money.
I mean,
it did, but I will say on Disney Plus, like the rewatchability was definitely there. The demographic, it would be my grandkids, and they watched that on replay. The soundtrack is very much up there with Frozen. So just because a movie with Disney can fail at the box office, it can still leg out and succeed over time in like someone's living room. I mean, there's
Mirabelle,
a lot of Disney
has become
movies.
a very popular character. I mean,
well, and there are even in Walt's era, there are a lot, and I mean a lot of Disney flops from that flopped at the box office, but legged out later with the company and have become classic films. So with Encanto and even Coco, they are very different films because Disney finally decided to embrace, to Hispanic cultures that frankly, they got it right both times. So I'm applauding them for, how they captured the Mexican culture, and then they even captured the Colombian culture, with Encanto. And I think they did a really good job. The colors, the animation was well done. It wasn't like Wish, where it was just like slapped together. They were trying to come up with something new,
awful.
and it was
Wish
terrible.
was like a terrible thing. Yeah.
And the storylines, I agree that the storylines on both ends really do kind of make sense with Hispanic culture. You had the overbearing, controlling, abuela with Encanto, which is very, and I hate to say it, but it permeates in a lot of Hispanic families where the women, we can be a lot to deal with. I'm just being honest. We can be very controlling like that. And I think they captured that well, and the dynamic of the family and how that family worked. I'm like, yep, that's pretty much, you captured that well. And in Coco, the same way. You had the great grandmother. And I don't know, they finally did their research. They did something right. And I think out of all of the expansions that's happening at Disney World, this is one where could they have done it even better? Of course, we can be critics, but compare it to what they're doing at Magic Kingdom and what they're doing in the Hollywood studios. This one actually makes the most sense out of what is in front of us. And that's just purely judging off of what is in front of us and what we have to put up with and what we have to deal with. Out of all of them, Encanto is the best out of what we have,
So here's a question. Do you think it is likely that sometime this year we will get the announcement of an Encanto 2? And
absolutely.
That when that
Probably.
movie comes out, it will coincide with the opening of this land.
Probably.
Maybe. My only question with sequels with Disney as of late is, how are you going to keep the story cohesive so you bring the audience back? Because Frozen, the second Frozen was a miss with kids. It was just too long. I mean, the story I thought the story was, it was cute. It was okay. It made sense. There was, harken back to the first one, but it just didn't cap kids. And you're making these for kids.
Yeah.
So that's where the music wasn't the greatest in the second movie. Even my nieces were like, it really did nothing for them. So I'm a little concerned about Frozen 3, what they're going to do with that. And then if that's what we have to judge off of, then yeah, I'm a little concerned what Coco 2 and Encanto, if they're coming out with an Encanto 2, what that is going to look like. But I have to look this up. I could have sworn I'd heard that the attraction of what they're putting in Animal Kingdom with Encanto is going to center around the little boy who could speak to animals.
Mhm.
So at the very least, they are pulling from that angle thematically into that part of the park. So, as much as we want to, we can, be critical of Disney, given what's in front of us, we kind of have to give the little teeny tiny pats on the backs where it's deserved, where we need to tell them, communicate to them, okay, you're doing something right here. Could it be better? Yes. But at least you're on some kind of right trajectory. Could you just do that all over, to the rest of your Disney properties? Could you attempt it,
I still have high hopes on us getting a movie where we finally see Sully and Boo reunite. I understand Monstropolis. They could have done something else with that, put it somewhere else. Because destroying the Muppet Courtyard was not okay by any means. But if they decide to reunite Sully and Boo in a sequel of Monsters Inc., because remember, we only have Monsters Inc. and Monsters University, which is a prequel to Monsters Inc. So if we get a Monsters Inc. 2 where they reunite, they're gonna make me happy. I mean, who doesn't want to see her open the door? He's coming back to see her, and they haven't seen each other in 20 years.
Well, it'll probably be Boo's kid.
Yeah,
it would be Boo's kid, but it would be a cute concept, of her somehow, some way, kind of remembering, what she went through as a kid, and then kind of like Neverland, I guess, in a sense, wanting, I don't know, I could have sworn that's already been done. I just can't think of the movie where they kind of already have done that.
Like her little girl or her son finds Sully, and I don't know, it would just be really cool. But what's the likelihood of that happening?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. You would think with the new ride coming, they would do something, but I mean, I think I don't know.
Well, I just hope that with any of that and with any of this, they don't sully our hopes. And with we have had a few more super chats come in. Let's see. O2RR for Power to the 199. Great news is we have How to Train Your Dragon over at Epic. Not only do we have How to Train Your Dragon over at Epic, we also have Jurassic Park and Jurassic World at Islands of Adventure. And I have a feeling that there will be more Jurassic coming to Epic. Universe. Because it all makes sense. The thing about Jurassic, even though the movies really aren't as good as what they used to be, they still make money because people want to see dinosaurs. The premise of how they got to a T-Rex chase and the way the T-Rex chase kind of went down in the last movie wasn't that great, but it's still fun to watch. It's fun to watch a family get chased down a river by a T-Rex in an inflatable that somehow saves their lives, but probably shouldn't. But whatever. You're watching a movie. It doesn't have to be real, and it's about dinosaurs, so it's so far out there. But
Jeremy, did you ever ride River Adventure over at Islands?
No, I have not.
You did not. Did you ever visit Jurassic Park at Islands?
No, I have never been to Islands.
Okay, well, River Adventure is the original Jurassic ride, and now it's closing until November of 2026. And there's a rumor that it might be turned into the Jurassic World ride, like the one in Hollywood, which there's a POV on that. I'm going to send it to you.
It's very, very cool. Yeah, I'm hoping that they do. I like the River Adventure even the way that it is. I think it's very, very cool. Personally, I would love it if they could expand and actually do a version of both, because I like the River Adventure from the set in the original Jurassic Park era, but also the Jurassic World ride would be very, very cool. I loved the Jurassic World movie because I liked seeing the park in operation. And that the fact that they actually got the park in operation and how absolutely stupid that would be in real life. Here's a great idea. Let's take hundreds of millions of years of evolution that separated dinosaurs from mankind, put those two together, and hope that everything goes well. Just the idea behind it is pretty darn entertaining.
Classic movies. Love Jurassic Park.
Walt Disney World, WDW is Woke Disney, Walt Disney, Barren Wasteland, from 199 from O2RR. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. I hate that Walt Disney World has gone the way it has. I still love going. Don't get me wrong. It's not the same as it used to be. It just is not the same as it used to be. It's weird. It's really weird covering it, right? Because as a kid, I would have never imagined my life ending me up where I live 15 minutes from Walt Disney World. And then I worked for Walt Disney World. But then I worked for Walt Disney World. And then everything changed. It's at least when I was there, the first bit that I was there when I worked before 2020 was fine. But after 2020, everything changed in a way that, what are you going to do? What are you going to say? It changed. It just became super politicized, just super political. And while a person who is very, very leftist could say anything they wanted to while they were on the clock about their positions, if you were on the right, you had to walk on eggshells. And it was horrible because sometimes guests would bring it up. I had guests from England that were pro-Trump supporters, and I'd have to kind of secretly say to them, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, yeah, so am I, kind of thing. But I had to be really quiet about it because I could have gotten fired. That was ridiculous.
That's so sad. That's so sad to work under those kind of circumstances in a country where we're supposed to be able to feel free and express ourselves and live free and not feel like we're going to be chastised for what we believe in.
Yeah, no, it was that last, and I'm hoping that it's changing, and I certainly hope that it changes under Josh tomorrow. But I don't know. Bob Iger stays around even in the background. It may not. But what will not change is that we will celebrate the supers. Guys ready?
Yep.
Let's celebrate.
I want to go party with the Ewoks. Were those Ewoks on the stage?
They had everybody back then. They had Ewoks. They had, Ahsoka Tano from the Clone Wars series. They had Asajj Ventress. They had everybody. Hey, Bruce Newhouse has popped into the chat. Hello from the Berkshires. Disney is less inviting than I could ever have imagined. Less than any other amusement park I ever went to, including Great Adventure. Well, me having started off at Six Flags in St. Louis, it's been a ride. My whole life has definitely been a life. Oh, those were Jawas. Cuban Superman says those were Jawas. By the way, Cuban
Oh,
Superman, I
Jawas.
agree with you.
Sorry.
I think Into the Unknown is better
Into the
than Let It Go.
unknown.
Yes, I
Into
love
the
that song.
unknown.
And if you've ever heard the heavy metal version of that song, it's pretty awesome.
I can imagine.
I've listened to a lot of the heavy metal versions of Disney songs.
Erica, where can people find you on this great, big, beautiful web of ours?
You can find me and Raph on Fridays at 2 p.m. after that Park Place. And we just sit around and just shoot the bull with friends on panel and friends in chat. Who knows what? Well, I'm over here staring at what Raph is going to bring on screen on Friday. And I'm just like, jeez. I'm like, this is going to be fun on Friday.
Fun. And
yeah, y'all tune in on Friday to see Raph's little smarty pants personality.
There you go. Join Hanging with Eric and Raph for Brood Banter. And make sure that when you're watching, don't make them angry. You wouldn't like them when they're angry on Brood Banter or with Bruce Banner. Either one. It would be. And when Erica hulks out, man, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, I'll come swing. I can come swinging.
And MJ, magically MJ, where you at on this beautiful web of ours?
On the beautiful bright, I'm let's see, she's magically shining bright on Instagram, and on X is where you can find me. There. Done. Ta-da. I'm on Instagram and X. I love all of you. Thank you for the invite. I appreciate being on your live stream and your show. Everything is great. It's grand.
And there you go. There's the link. And we do have a Q&A coming up, by the way. For those of you in the chat, I'm going to take 5. I'm going to take 5 questions. We may not be able to get to all 5, but go ahead and what you're going to do is write QA and then the question that you have for anybody on the panel, and we'll see what we can do to answer those because we met the goal, so we got to do the Q&A. And Jeremy Strings and Pucks, man, he's doing some amazing things. What you got for us?
Absolutely. Well, Friday I do show up to hang in with Erica and Raph. I'm usually there from 2 to 3 because I get ready for my live stream that starts at 4 o'clock where I do live acoustic and vocal music. So Friday, 4 o'clock, last time we went to about 5:45. Then Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m., another live stream that's all worship music, usually for about an hour. And this week, I'm starting to produce more gear demonstrations. I was sent some microphones by a company called Licato. So I'm doing gear demos over on my channel. Please come watch the replays. I'm trying to build up watch hours to get monetized. So
there you go. Everybody go over and subscribe to our good friend Jeremy Strings and Pucks. There is the link in the chat. And Erica, you make a good point here. Yes, indeed. It doesn't matter. Like we as adults, we might love it, but if it doesn't land with the kids, and you're making it for the kids, then all of those songs are just going into the unknown.
There was a lot of death in Frozen 2. It was kind of dark.
Was there?
To be honest, yeah.
I haven't watched it in a while.
Oh my gosh!
It really went into the backstory of how the king and queen, the parents passed away. It kind of made me cry. It was really sad, but they pulled it together by the end.
River. It was horrible.
That's horrible. All I remember is that in the middle of the movie, for no apparent reason whatsoever, there was a horrible 80s style ballad song that was like
Lost in the Woods.
Well, it was like the anti end of the unknown. Like how do you put
Come on, let Jeremy sing it. Jeremy, sing it. Come on, Jeremy.
Clearly your favorite song.
Well,
Jeremy, you're doing
because
it.
It's got like the synths and the chorus on the distorted guitars. It's like, again, you're gone.
Come on, Jeremy.
Off on a different path than mine.
Bring it
I
home,
left
Jeremy.
behind wondering if I should follow. Ba-bum, ba-bum, you know, it's that
Yeah.
crazy hair band, crazy stuff.
You
And
sound
I
way
like to
better than them, Jeremy.
As O2RR has our first Q&A question. We're willing to take maybe some more, but this is a good one. My favorite meet and greet is Toothless and Hiccup. What is the panel's favorite meet and greet? And I'll go around. Erica.
Man.
Erica, what's your favorite?
I
What's your favorite meet and greet?
I have not been to Universal in years.
It could be any park. It could be any meet and greet.
I mean, I always enjoy Mickey, the Mickey Mouse meet and greets. But Toothless, I think once I do that, it's going to be at the top of my list.
Well, if Hiccup hadn't embarrassed me at mine, it might have been better. Because I approached too fast. Hiccup was like, he's like, yeah, maybe back off a little bit, man.
He's remaining in character. That's how.
Oh my gosh, he was so Hiccup. He was so Hiccup. Like he did a
Yes.
great job.
And kudos to Universal
That's
for making sure
awesome.
they stay in character.
It was freakish. You know what's cool about the Hiccup meet and greet, the Toothless meet and greet? The same people that are at that meet and greet are in the show. Like it's literally like, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That is why. What's the girl's name? Somebody in the O2RR. What's the girl's name? You can tell me in the chat.
The one with the blonde braids.
Yeah,
That has the brother, and they're always bickering.
Hiccup.
Astrid is the female.
Astrid.
Oh, Astrid. Okay,
Hiccup and
yeah.
Astrid. But also them too. The other ones. They're actually in the show. So sometimes when you're at the meet and greet and Astrid and Hiccup aren't at the meet and greet, it's because they're doing the show.
The show.
Rough Nut and Tough Nut are the
They're
Rough
calling
Nut and
it
Tough-
Disney.
Yeah.
Remember when Disney used to do that, where two
God.
characters could not be at the same place, even if it were separate parks?
Wow.
Oh yeah. They used to.
That used to be
because
a
there's only
thing.
one. That's what when
There's
I
only
went
one,
through
yep.
training. There was only one. Yeah, Rough Nut and Tough Nut. Yeah, so that's very, very cool. MJ, what's your favorite meet and greet experience that maybe you've ever had?
I'm actually gonna kill two birds in one shot with this question because O2RR wants to know the favorite meet and greet, and then Cuban Superman is asking for that character experience with the dining. So I still get choked up when we do the storybook dining at the Wilderness Lodge. It's with Snow White and Dopey comes out, Grumpy comes out, and the Evil Queen. I get very much choked up because Snow White is one of my favorite Disney princesses. But but the food at that specific character dining is very, very, very good.
The pork
I
shank.
think they share the same kitchen as what was the name of that restaurant right when you walk into Wilderness on the left?
It's
really good. It's like barbecue, but not all the way barbecue.
Oh, Whispering Canyon Cafe.
Whispering Canyon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the food is prepared the same way. So we enjoyed appetizers, entrees. The desserts were extremely delicious. The chocolate at the end, where they present it to you in the case, like where the Evil Queen.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
It's better than any other character dining, in my opinion. The food is delicious. The characters are timeless because it's an original classic from Disney. So I get very much choked up. I do cry. And then I also enjoy Cinderella and at the behind the castle at the Magic Kingdom. I like seeing Cinderella. She's also one of my favorite Disney princesses. So that's just to answer those two questions.
Plus, if you've ever paid attention to some of the stories that have come out of that park place, you'll know that the Evil Queen is sometimes
a dude.
A queen.
No. That's done. I checked it out enough times. That's like no more. I promise.
I think it's possibly happened once, but yeah. But yeah, we went to that experience, and you can see it on the channel. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It was something I put on the channel early in 2023 of our dining experience with Snow White. Have you seen that, MJ? The one that I put on this channel?
I didn't. I have. What year was that? Because I would have to
It
go like.
was in 2023.
Okay.
Go and Shogi, maybe if you can find the link to that, I would love for you to put it up in the chat. It is, you have to search the earlier videos on the channel, but it's the dining
I might have seen it. I just
experience
haven't
with
checked it in
Snow
a
White
while.
at Wilderness Lodge. But we did it for my wife's birthday, and here was the cool thing. So we actually did 2 amazing dining experiences for her birthday. It was her 50th birthday, and it was 2022. We stayed at Wilderness Lodge. We did that one on the night we arrived, and on the day that we left, we also did the breakfast at Topolino Terrace. Great meet and greet with Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Daisy.
I heard the breakfast there is astronomical.
It was out of this world, and I was really, really lucky because I happened to have had our server happened to be a server that I had worked with at my restaurant, Toledo, before he transferred. And so he took extra good care of us. Like, we could get anything. He's like, dude, it's order whatever you want. Like, and because it's one price, and they're only supposed to bring you one meal, but he's like, you can order as much as you want. And he's like, yeah, okay. So I was able to try all kinds of stuff, the steak and eggs and whatever other breakfast. It was amazing. It was probably that whole birthday weekend for my wife was maybe my best weekend ever at Disney. It was incredible, and I'm glad that it happened on her birthday. Jeremy, best meet and greet.
You know, when we've seen the footage of the Toothless meet and greet, that's enough for Jen to say, I want to go to Universal. So that what you guys have talked about, that absolutely inspires people to want to buy a ticket. And I'm hoping that the Legend of Zelda stuff, when it comes in, is as cool. But for now,
I forgot.
what we see with How to Train Your Dragon, I would buy a ticket just to go to that and Super Mario World, just to those things.
Yeah, it is super cool. Artist Point. Thank you, Go and Shogi. I really appreciate you doing that for me, putting that in the chat. But there's the link so that you can go back in the chat and check those out. My favorite meet and greet. You guys are going to be really surprised when I tell you my favorite meet and greet, because it goes way, way back, and it's not Disney, and it's not Universal. H&R Puffin stuff when I was a kid. Guys, this goes so far back in my life. And the reason I bring it up is because I was like 3, and I still remember it. Having later on in life been a part of other people's meet and greets when I played Foghorn Leghorn for a single day at Six Flags. But people were coming up to me, and in somebody's life, some kid, maybe their favorite meet and greet is Foghorn Leghorn, and I happen to be Foghorn Leghorn that day. That would be so cool if I found that out. I would love that. Let me tell you, here's my thing about the meet and greets. The most underpaid people at the parks
100%
are the people that you are behind those costumes.
Yep.
And
they make the magic happen.
Hard. It's hard work. It's hard. It's crazy. The costumes are so annoying. And it does not feel good being in those costumes. I have been, and it sucks. And they are super underpaid. And I get why they have to be underpaid, but there's not a single one of them should be making under $50 an hour. And I'm not even kidding. Because it is hard. The things that Mickey and Minnie have to put up with, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, all of them, it's hard. And I have friends that one of my friends just celebrated his 10 years with the company, and he's done Buzz, and he's been friends with Buzz and friends with Pluto and friends with a whole bunch of them. And I've actually done a meet and greet when he's there.
You have to be a special type of human being behind those costumes, because you're representing a character that people are in love with. And it really touches my heart. And I do cry when I see especially children that are like, handicap or have a disability, and these characters get on their knees and they go down to their level and they really take their time with that disabled or not cognitive child, and they take a picture with them. It's just that moment is captured. That's the magic. So the people that are working at the parks and playing the roles of beloved characters, those are the people bringing the magic, and Disney needs to pay them more money for doing that, because their performance is just out through the roof.
1,000%. They don't have a union. They don't have union backing, so it kind of stinks. Bruce, thank you so much for this. Favorite human Disney character roaming the parks? Mine is Snow White. Now, this is a good question because it goes along with the other question, but it specifies the human characters that are roaming the parks. And they don't do it as much at World as they do Land. I ran into Alice when I was coming out of Epcot the other day, and she had not made it. Like, they have a place to meet and greet Alice, but she had not made it to her place. She was just talking with the guests in the park. Now they have a handler. They're called character attendants. And that handler's job is, if it gets too long of an interaction or whatever, to have to take them away from that. But it's understandable because they have a place that they're supposed to do the meet and greet. And those times happen to show up in like the My Disney Experience app. But yeah, this is a great question. In the park specifically, Snow White, that one I know, always at Germany, but I've also seen Snow White actually got in trouble on a live stream. You guys will love this. I'm live streaming in the parks and I'm just like doing my thing. And so like I'm showing Snow White, whatever, her live stream. And somebody comes up to me later and he's like freaked out because he thinks that I'm like taking pictures of his kids. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm live streaming on my YouTube channel. could not be doing that right now. And that was a scary moment for me. I'm like, I have no idea who your kids are. I have nothing to do with that. I'm like, maybe he looked over me at the wrong time, and I don't know who this person is. I was weird.
And what era does he live in?
I don't know, because I was nowhere
near. Not go to parks, because people live stream all the time now. It's like commonplace, especially in theme parks. I'd be like, how old are you? What year are you in?
I showed him the chat. Look, I'm live streaming. This is the chat right now. It was pretty funny. But anyway, and that was with Snow White. Who's your favorite live in the Disney parks, Erica?
When I was a kid, I remember seeing the Robin Hood characters roaming the parks. And that was a fond memory. Seeing like Friar Tuck and is it Little John? Prince John.
No, Little John.
I
think so. No.
And I love those characters. And back then, you saw more other characters than what you see now, and that's my fondest memory. And this was a different era. This was back in like the late 80s. And they didn't really have, they would kind of walk the park.
They would roam more.
With the handlers, they would roam more. Now it's just like roped off and you have to get in line. Right. It wasn't as strict as it is now, but that's my fondest memory. And it was the Robin Hood characters from the Robin Hood movie.
Jeremy, who you got?
Mine's so limited. I think if we did go down to something like Disney, I'm sure Jen would want to see Cinderella. That was the movie she grew up loving. So that would be something she'd actually want to make way for. If they hadn't screwed it up, I would have loved to see the Star Wars or Deadpool Wolverine looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a good one. MJ?
What when you mean a live character, like not in a
Okay. Like a princess type
characters roaming around the
Peter
park.
Pan, princesses.
Yeah, I always like to get in line and take pictures with Cinderella. The one that's in the Magic Kingdom behind the castle. But I will tell you this, even if you're not in the parks, the best time to really get good conversation and interaction and photos is character dining. And all of these like Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Daisy, Donald, and then you have your princesses. You can really get some good quality time with these guys at a character dining. I'm actually going to try to get something together so it will help people decide, what character dining to go to, because there's so many. But yeah, I really enjoy meeting Cinderella. She's a classic character from Disney, and it just gives me chills every time I go interact with her. I think it's great.
So I just want to emphasize something to people in the chat who people might be listening. I don't know. It's important to know when we say character dining, we're not talking about dining on the characters. Okay. So do not eat the characters. Guys, that's off limits. Don't even try. I always say that in chats. Why do you want to eat characters though? Character dining is the best. My favorite in the parks, it's been interacting with Gaston. Because it's funny, because we'll do I'll do the comparison. Let's see who has bigger biceps, Gaston. That's always fun because I played Gaston before. And of course, Belle. Like my Beauty and the Beast is my absolute favorite animated classic from Disney. And Belle, but specifically Belle in her Christmas dress.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
So beautiful. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a red dress. A lot of people are like, wait, who's this princess? They don't recognize her because that particular dress, Belle comes out during the Christmas season at Epcot in the Christmas dress that she only wore in a Christmas special that was not at the box office. So it was like a VHS home release, and then it's probably on Disney Plus. But yeah, those are some of my favorites. So thank you for that super chat, Bruce. And well, let's see. These deserve. Let's do our last celebration, and we got to do it because we haven't done it. It deserves the culture.
I get a kick out of that video every time you play it.
It's so fun. It's so fun. Culture.
I gotta tell you guys really quick before we go. I gotta give kudos to Goofy over at the Cape May Cafe, and that's at the beach club resort. Because when it was his turn to come to our table, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, you get better interaction with the characters at the dining experiences. I told him, I'm like, Goofy, how do you make Hi Dad soup? And he literally interacted the whole thing on how to make Hi Dad soup. And then we did the power line dance together with the fishing pole and all of that. And it was just like, I think this was like 3 years ago, but it was probably one of the most fun character experiences I've ever had. I almost forgot about Goofy because I love Cinderella so much, but yeah, you will have fun with them at the dining.
Yeah. We'll get more into character dining in future episodes, but we got to get out of here now. Thank you, everybody that's here. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you for all of your supers today. Thank you, Go and Shogi, for the wrenching and all the stuff that you do for the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you watching, all the support and everything. But now we have got to move on. This, by the way, is probably going to redirect to tonight's pro show, but that's not for like 7 hours. But I'm just letting you know, or how? No, it's 5 hours from now. But anyway, and I don't think I'll be on the pro show tonight, but I never know. Sometimes I get invitations last minute. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But until the next time, we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Ciao. Bye.
Dishes are done, man. Cleans them down to the shop.